What's up, everybody? This is CJ Thomas. Another episode of Would You Eat It Wednesday. Today's topic is wheatgrass. Would you eat it? This stuff right here, this stuff, would you bite it? Would you chew it? Would you turn it into a shot? Would you eat it? Would you drink it? What do you think about wheatgrass? Well, I got interested in this topic because I've seen a lot of different takes on this particular topic, okay? Now, one of the things that got everybody interested in wheatgrass was somebody fed it to their chickens. Now, I have chickens out here. They don't seem to care for it that much. My chickens are weird, so I'm not going to put any, credence in that. What I will say is that, are humans supposed to eat wheatgrass? Are we supposed to eat grass in general? We know that cows do, we know gorillas do, we know horses, and supposedly chickens do eat grasses and stuff. And they do eat other grasses around here. I just don't know why they're not taking to this stuff. My chickens are weird. They like tomatoes and like nothing else. But that's besides the point. What we're talking about today with wheatgrass, let's go over some of the major claims out there that are surrounding this topic, okay? First and foremost, people say that wheatgrass, if you were to have a regular serving of wheatgrass, it's equal to 2.5 pounds of vegetables. Now, some of you who are kind of averse to vegetable intake out there, maybe jumping up and down right now thinking, yeah, that's awesome, 2.5 pounds of vegetables, I'll just knock it out in one shot. Anybody can do that, I can just like close my eyes and hold my nose and hope for the best in one shot and get that all knocked out at one time. Well, a little more research shows that that's not actually the case, okay? So those claims are a little bit overbuilt. It's actually closer to 3 ounces of vegetables, not 2.5 pounds of vegetables, but more like 3 ounces of vegetables. Big difference there. So there's a lot of blogs out there that are saying, get your 2.5 pounds of vegetables and this little bit of wheatgrass. It just doesn't work that way, okay? So this is one of those major claims that's out there that has people thinking, man, wheatgrass is like this superfood and it takes care of all your vegetable needs. No, not the case, okay? So sorry, you're still gonna need your veggies out there, but would this help? Do we still want some wheatgrass in the diet? Are there some benefits? Here's another one for you. Here's another outlandish claim, so to speak. So wheatgrass prevents and cures cancer, okay? Prevents cancer, cures cancer. Those are two different things, so maybe it does assist in preventing with cancer. Maybe there's some nutrients in wheatgrass that can help us in that prevention. We know that a highly nutritious diet that keeps other stuff, all the sugar and the processed foods out of there, that can help us avoid cancer. So yeah, maybe it's on the good side of things. Does it help cure cancer? There's really not a lot of research to back that up. So that's another one that's a little, I don't know if we can go that far yet, okay? So wheatgrass kind of teetering in this category between mythical superfood and, food that maybe is a little bit helpful, but just isn't as helpful as people think. So wheatgrass helps with weight loss, some people say. Again, is there research to back that up? There really isn't that much showing that wheatgrass helps with weight loss, okay? So yes, maybe somebody went on a diet and started taking wheatgrass shots at the gym when they started their gym membership and that they started their new healthy lifestyle. But was that the gym? Was that the wheatgrass? Was that, just a process of making better decisions, okay? They're making all these better decisions in their life. Wheatgrass was part of it. Maybe that wasn't the catalyst necessarily that helped them achieve the weight loss. So these are 3 of the big claims that are out there around wheatgrass that maybe aren't quite so true, okay? So, does wheatgrass have nutrition? Yes, there are a big assortment of vitamins and minerals in there, but like I said, it's not like it overtakes other vegetables. If you go head to head with spinach, spinach is going to win. In pretty much every category, I think vitamin E, wheatgrass may have the edge, but spinach and a lot of your other vegetables, you need those leafy greens in there. I've got chickens pecking at my feet right now, so not to distract from the point, but yes, there is nutrition. Yes, it is available inside here, but is it available to us? Okay, is it available in this form? Come on, get out of here. We've got grass, all right? Think about grass in nature. If you were starving out in the wild, would you eat grass? Well, no, there's a lot of civilization out there that are starving and there is grass around, but they do not eat grass in those scenarios because grass generally makes a lot of people throw up. And if you're in a starvation situation and you throw up, you're losing hydration, and that's a big bad deal, okay? So you're already in a malnourished state. You don't want to be a dehydrated state at the same time, okay? So is wheatgrass a little bit different than regular grass that you find out in the lawn? It is a little bit different, but it comes from the wheat plant, which is something we should discuss as well, okay? So most people know at this point, they hear the word wheat and they know this may be a red flag, okay? Wheat has gluten in it. I know a lot of people that got the celiac have gluten intolerances, gluten allergies and that kind of thing. This can be an issue, okay? Is there gluten in wheatgrass? No. So this is 1.4 wheatgrass, okay? Gluten is found in the seed, in the actual wheat product that you get, the refined product that you get, the powders and that kind of thing, okay? So no, the grass does not have gluten in it. You know, if you're celiac, I might not test my luck necessarily and start eating wheatgrass. However, this should be a pretty gluten-free substance for you, okay? But once again, is this a bioavailable source of these nutrients that are in here, the vitamins and minerals that are present? It's like we can put out this spreadsheet and it's got vitamin A, it's got vitamin E, it's got vitamin, mineral, but can you absorb it? This is the crux of the argument here, okay? Here's one of the problems with wheatgrass, okay? It's a high lectin food, okay? Lectins are binding little protein things, okay? So the most famous lectin of all is gluten. You've probably heard of gluten, but you haven't heard of any other lectins. Now, why is that? It's just because gluten got a bad rap first and foremost, but we don't hear about the other lectins. That doesn't mean that they're necessarily not bad for us. It just means that we don't know about them, okay? So, in the book, The Plant Paradox by Stephen Gundry, he points out that there are a lot of lectins out there that are doing form non-gluten lectins, but doing the same thing that glutens do in our body, okay? Getting in through the intestinal lining, causing inflammation, binding to the intestinal lining, keeping us from absorbing certain nutrients that we're supposed to be getting, okay? So these are the problems that lectins can cause, and lectins are found in grasses. They're found a lot of times in beans, which is why a lot of the paleo people tell you to avoid beans, and they're found in nightshades, okay? Nightshades include tomatoes and peppers and, you know, what else? Eggplants. So yes, lectins are found in these sources, but does that mean we need to stop eating tomatoes and eggplants and peppers as well? I don't think that's necessarily the case. I haven't cut those out of my diet yet. I'm not totally convinced that all lectins are bad for everybody. I think the lectin case is more of a situation where it's a certain percentage of the population are affected worse by lectins than others. So that's why in Dr. Gundry's book, he points out, you know, all these testimonials that he has of people eliminating all these lectin foods from their diet, or else finding a way to have them in a better way. So for instance, like tomatoes, they de-seed them and they take the skins off, or they pressure cook them and it neutralizes the lectins that are in there, okay? So that is how you can kind of get around this and still have your tomatoes or your peppers and not worry about the lectins. However, there's a lot of foods with lectins. Not all of them are bad, not all of them are good. This one's high source of lectins. It's in a grass form. So what are we getting to here? Should humans be eating grass? Should humans be eating wheatgrass, okay? Gorillas, yes. Cows, yes. Horses, yes. Chickens, maybe. Some chickens, not mine, but some chickens apparently really love wheatgrass and it helps improve egg production. So I've heard. These guys are rebels, so I don't know what's going on there. But the problem with this is a lot of times with the grasses, we don't have the enzyme in our body to be able to break down the cellulose that is in here, okay? So that applies to grasses, that kind of applies to the wheatgrass situation too. It's a hard thing for us to break down. Therefore, we're not necessarily getting all the nutrients that are in here, even though the nutrients are there. Can you absorb them is the million-dollar question. The answer, maybe not as much as we think. So, you know, is it worth the cost? Is it worth the effort? Is it worth all the extra that we go through to blend these up and, you know, pay $3 for a little shot of wheatgrass? I'm thinking maybe not. So if you've got this as part of your regimen and you think this is doing something good, I don't have enough evidence to tell you that necessarily no, don't eat wheatgrass whatsoever. However, if you're not including this in your diet, I would say, you know, you don't need to go out of your way to do so, okay? So I would say stick to your other leafy greens, your kales, your spinaches, your Swiss chard, your bok choy, that kind of stuff, your broccolis, your spinach, you know, all that good stuff. This is the stuff that we need in our diet. A whole array of vegetables. I would put this kind of on the outskirts out there. I would leave this in the lawn with the clippings, and you know, this used to be something that I did even last summer. I was, you know, buying the wheatgrass and putting it in my shake and fighting through the bitterness and thinking, I'll do anything to be healthy, but you know, I'm thinking this does not need to be something that's part of our regimen anymore. So that's my take on the lectins, on the wheatgrass, on my chickens and why they won't eat it. They're not very verbal. They just kind of turn their nose up and they're like, I don't want that. Go get me a tomato. So I guess I'll have to go get them some tomatoes now. Thanks for watching this, guys. Wheatgrass, would you eat it? Maybe if I had nothing else around, but I wouldn't depend on it as a source of my nutrition. All right, talk to you later.